Okay, so in this video we'll be looking at the splits. So if I just open this up to the decision node, so all I've done here is I've dragged and dropped a decision node, which is right here. Open it up, and I've just added in my custom fields. I've selected custom field. If it's less than 50, then go over here. Now obviously if you're going to have 5 or 6 paths or whatever you want to test, then you'll have to divide that by into the appropriate intervals, right? So just be sure to make sure that your conditions are set up correctly. So in this case we only got 2, so less than 50 and greater than 50, right? And that's all it is. And other conditions is everybody else. So if it's greater than 50, then it'll go down to no conditions, otherwise it'll go down to this other one, right? So save and close, and now let's make sure this is working, right? To follow along the our motto of always be testing. So go for it. All right, let's go. Headline A, headline A. So it is a randomizer, right? So that way headline B. Okay, so but over a large number of trials, you do end up getting a 50-50 split, right? So that's working well as well. Now, how do we get the counters in place? So this is where I want to start talking a little bit about the software. So if you are going to use some third-party software, you can install that under scripts. Not quite there. Sorry. I should have showed you scripts at the decision tree level, which is this one here, and scripts, not admin scripts. And go ahead and add your split testing script over here. Now the script that you're adding is because the rotation is not happening. Your software is not doing the rotation here, right? We're doing the rotation, as in you're setting up the rotation. So all you're looking to do here is to pass back data for calculations. That's if you don't want to use something like what Neil Patel has here. Obviously, this is quite a manual way of doing it. If you've already got an automated system, and if your software allows it, just fire the events that you would need. So you would put the script under scripts, and then fire the event from the node level tracking over here, which is going to be script, and just pop your script over here to fire an event into the script. So now you're counting that inside your software, right? So this is like the non Neil Patel calculator version, right? Where you actually do want to pass your data to some third-party software. Just make sure that your software allows you to do that, because the rotation is not done by the software. Only the numbers are being done by the software. If you need your software to do your testing, then you go back to the prior version where you split test outside of LeadsHook. But it would be the same considerations. You would still fire a script from inside LeadsHook into that third-party software for any numbers that you want to collect there to give you your statistical significance and all the other reporting that you may require. Right, so that's the other way of doing it. Now, if you want to go the low budget version here, which is without using any third-party software or this just this free software here, go to a split, and what you want to do is over here add in a custom field to increment the numbers. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. Right, so what we want to do is we're going to go back to our custom fields. I'm going to go add, and I'm going to go number. It's going to be number field, and I'm going to just set this up as ST for split testing underscore counter A. So that's my counter version A. Where did it go? Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate that and give it B and version B. Right, so they are our two numbers which are going to be incrementing based on the direction that people take. But what we also want to do at the same time now is actually count them. So for that we need a calculated field. So I'm just going to add a calculated field and call it SD underscore counter all, or A I should say, underscore all. And what this is we're because each individual lead is going to generate 1 against their impression. Now we're going to count them across all the impressions that come through for every other lead. For that, you want to use the calculate field, and we're going to just go ahead and copy and paste that. Oops, I think I made a mistake there. Let me just pause this so I just build it up properly. Okay, so now that we want to count all the impressions, so here's what we want to do. We're going to make sure we click that on. I'll leave the partial results on, and go ahead and click that button, and it's ended up adding in underscore all underscore in front of that. And so what that's telling LeadsHook is to count across all of the leads. And what we want over here is just go sum, open bracket, and sum, close bracket. So that'll be the calculation that does this. All right, we're going to save and close. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a calculated one for counter B. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, copy, add, same thing, it's a calculated field, add that over here, underscore all, oops, underscore, and this is going to be the split counter B all. Now you can name this anything you want it to, anything you want. I'm just calling it A and B. You could call it whatever you feel like. And once again, click that, and go right to the end. And I'm going to pick version B. And so by clicking that, it adds the underscore bit. So we'll just put a sum, open bracket, close bracket. Right. So that's done. Save and close. I want to come back over here, and now I'm going to go ahead and add the counters in. So go to custom fields and come here, go SD underscore C. So that's going to be version A, which is a number, and I just want to add a 1. Save. This one here, same thing, custom fields. Let's turn the filter on. SD underscore C to filter it quickly, add that in, and that's going to be 1 as well. So all we're doing is whenever LeadsHook passes through this, and if it goes through this path, it adds a 1 in the custom field, which is version A, and then counter B gets 1 if someone goes this way. So what's actually happening is you're counting 1, 2, and then the formula is counting it across every lead that comes through. Right, so let's just make sure that everything's working. I'm just going to join this up, actually, yeah, we won't do anything over here. I'll just display all of our numbers at the bottom here. So we've got that. Add fields. I'm going to go right to the end here, and we're going to go counter A twice, enter, counter B twice, enter the all twice, and also B twice. All right, go ahead and center it, and just remove that to indicate this is a label, just so that we can see what's happening with the numbers. Right, so same principle of always be testing. We build and we test. So very simple decision tree here. We've kind of done our work. We're going to go ahead and publish it. And let's do the direct link. Copy, open up incognito. Okay, enter. right? Test, that's B. So there you go. Random generator was 51. So you went to direction B, 1, 1, obviously, because it's the first one, right? So go ahead and retest that. Start gives you version B, same thing. That's going to be 1 because for every 1 it's 1. It's 82, so it's B, but the counter is 2, right? And I'm just going to do quickly one test again just to see what's happening. So that's headline A, which means we're going to grab a 1 on counter A and 1 there, right? So that basically in a nutshell is giving you the total scores of A and B, and you can add them up together to create a custom field for the sum of all of those. So this is your numbers here. So they're the two important numbers. So if you were to go back to Mr. Neil Patel, come over here, and I can, obviously the numbers are too slow, but you can kind of put the number here for A and B, put the conversions that you're getting, and you can actually end up calculating the score. Now you could also do the conversion numbers, right? So let's say if somebody gets right to the end over here, you can actually add a decision node right over here. Okay, so just to show you, add another field. I'm not going to show that because I've already shown you what to do. Add another counter for conversions, and just do the same thing. So update a increment by 1 for the conversion on this side, and increment a number for 2 for a conversion that side. You can just connect these two back into here. So that way, what's going to happen is your conversion numbers are also being incremented inside LeadsHook, and then you can take that and just whack it over here. Or alternatively, if you are using some third-party software, then be sure to fire an event from right over here to increment or indicate where the conversion has taken place for those numbers to automatically be transferred to your speed testing software. Right, so what I'll be doing is I'll create a zip file. I'll export this and give you a copy of it. So that way all your split testing, so you have something to play with when you open it up, and then adjust as required. All right, so that concludes this short split testing training, and I hope you get a lot of value out of it. Thank you, and bye for now.